You don't have a focus problem. You have a biological problem. Because right now, your brain is not failing you. It's doing exactly what it was trained to do. Every notification, every scroll, every quick hit of stimulation. You've trained your mind to hunt distraction like a starving animal, always searching, never satisfied. And here's the paradox no one tells you. We live in the most optimized, biohacked, productivity-obsessed era in history. Yet, our ability to focus has never been weaker. Meanwhile, samurai, monks, stoics had no apps, no supplements, no dopamine detox protocols. And still, they could sit in silence, hold attention like a blade, and act with terrifying precision. So, what did they understand about your biology that you don't? Stay with me, because the answer is not what you think. In school, you were told to focus, try harder, be disciplined, push through. But no one ever showed you this. Focus is not something you force, it's something you trigger. Ancient cultures didn't rely on willpower. They built rituals that programmed the body to enter focus automatically, not mentally, biologically. Today, I'm going to show you the exact cheat code they were using. A system rooted in your nervous system, your neurotransmitters, your conditioning, and more importantly, how to recreate it in your modern life. With 3 simple rituals that shift you from distraction into deep, controlled focus. Not by fighting your mind, but by aligning with it. And halfway through this video, I'll show you the one ritual that silently resets your brain overnight. Almost no one uses it, but it changes everything. Chapter 1. The modern mind is scattered by design. You sit down to work. You tell yourself, just 30 minutes. Focus. But within seconds, you register a ping. Before you even think, your hand reaches for your phone. You didn't decide that. Your biology did. The signal came in, and your system reacted before you could think, because your brain has been rewired. Every scroll, every notification, releases dopamine in small, chaotic bursts, fast, fragmented, and addictive. And over time, your brain learns one rule: stay alert. Everything might matter. So instead of deep focus, you exist in constant scanning mode. Like a warrior in enemy territory, reacting to every sound. Ancient warriors understood something different. A distracted mind is a dead mind. So they didn't train harder. They trained their state. Your lack of focus is not weakness. It's conditioning. And conditioning can be reversed. Chapter 2. The hidden loss. You stopped using your hands. There's another shift you didn't notice. It happened slowly, silently. You stopped using your hands. No more building. No more crafting. No more physical repetition. Just tapping, swiping, scrolling. But your brain was not designed for that. It was designed to grip, to shape, to feel resistance. For thousands of years, human focus was trained through the body. Sharpening a blade, writing with ink, working wood, carrying water. Hands created rhythm, resistance, feedback. And that feedback anchored attention. It kept the mind locked into the moment. Now, your fingers move, but nothing grounds you. The less you use your hands with intention, the harder it becomes to hold focus with your mind. Chapter 3. The ritual. Your biological switch. Here's what school never taught you. Your brain runs on association. This is called conditioning. If you repeat a specific action before a specific state, your brain links them over time. The action becomes the trigger. Before battle, a samurai would perform a tea ritual. Slow, precise, silent. Not because of tradition, but because it told the body, now, we enter presence. Monks did the same with prayer bells, Stoics with morning routines. They weren't being spiritual. They were programming their nervous system. A ritual is not symbolic. It is biological code. And once installed, you don't need motivation anymore. Chapter 4. The Overstimulation Trap. It's not just distraction. It's damage. Constant stimulation doesn't just interrupt focus. It reshapes your brain. Your brain adapts. It lowers its tolerance for stillness. It starts rejecting depth. So when you try to focus, it feels uncomfortable, almost painful. Focus isn't just a skill. It's a capacity. And most people have trained theirs away. So now you understand the problem. Your brain is overstimulated. Your attention is ungrounded. And your biology has been trained for distraction. Which means you don't fix this with more effort. You fix it with better signals. This is where rituals come in, not as habits, but as commands to your nervous system. Here are 3 ancient patterns, translated into the modern world. Chapter 5. The Threshold. Right now, your brain has no clear boundary between distraction and deep work. Everything blends together. That's the problem. Ancient warriors always marked transitions, crossing a gate, entering a temple, lighting a fire. A clear signal. This is different now. You need the same. A threshold ritual. Simple. Physical. Repeatable. You place your phone in another room. You sit down. You light a candle. Same movement. Same sequence. Every time. At first, it feels small, almost meaningless. But after a few days, your brain starts recognizing the pattern. Ah, this means focus. You stop forcing concentration, because your body enters it automatically. Chapter 6. Modern Ritual. 2. Rhythm before intensity. Here's where most people get it wrong. They jump straight into intensity. No transition, no grounding. Ancient cultures never did this. Before battle, there was stillness. Before writing, there was walking. Why? Because rhythm calms the nervous system. And a calm system focuses deeper. Start with simple actions. Walking slowly, breathing in a steady cadence, even repetitive tasks. This shifts your brain into an alpha state, the gateway to deep focus. And this is where it gets interesting, because this is the part most people completely ignore. The more you slow down before work, the faster you actually go during it. Speed comes from stillness, not urgency. Chapter 7. Modern Ritual 3. The Night Reset. Most people miss this. This is the one almost nobody uses, and it's why their focus never improves. At night, your brain tries to process everything unresolved. Stress, decisions, noise. If you don't close the day, your mind stays open, and in the morning, you wake up already scattered. The Stoics had a solution. Evening reflection. Not journaling for productivity, but clearing the mind. Ask yourself 3 simple questions. What did I do well? What did I do poorly? What will I do differently? No judgment, just awareness. This releases mental tension. It tells your system, the day is complete. Your nervous system resets. And the next day, focus comes easier. Focus doesn't start in the morning. It starts the night before. So here's the truth. You don't need another app, another hack, another system. You need what they had all along: ritual, rhythm, and respect for your biology. Because focus is not built in the moment. It is prepared, triggered. Remember this. The distracted mind reacts. The trained mind enters. And now, you have the key. So here's your next step. Choose one ritual, just one, and repeat it daily, until your body understands what your mind has been trying to force. And tell me in the comments, what is your ritual going to be? Because the moment you define it, you stop chasing focus, and you start becoming the man who commands it.